A very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight, today on the 29th of December 2024. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha, joined by Mugalo Mohammed on sign language, and together we'll take you through the bulletin that starts off at 10 p.m. and hopefully comes to an end by 11. My name is Sharon. Once again, let's take a look at the top stories of the day. General elections, NRM presidential chairmanship slots still open. Gender Ministry manages to improve lives of vulnerable elderly persons and PWDs. Later on, of course, the teachers need collective circles and financial assistance programs. You're watching UBC News Tonight. Today, the resolution to maintain President Sharon Museveni as the party's flag bearer for the 2026 general elections is likely to spur a wide discussion within the party as we head to the 2025 election year. According to the chairperson, NRM Electoral Commission, Dr. Tanga Odoi, the 2019 Central Executive Committee decision is unlikely not to be changed. However, to some NRM party members, as they say, the party is a mass and a democratic party open to all membership input, as you're about to witness.
The 2019 Central Executive Committee resolution, which endorsed President Museveni to carry the mantle for presidency and chairmanship for 2021 to 2026 and 2026 and beyond, has returned with the party seeking to maintain it.
As the chairman of the NRM Electoral Commission, I want to re-echo what SEC emphasized in 2019, that President Museveni will be coming as a flag bearer for 2021 and beyond. And I'm now saying it as the chairman of the NRM Electoral Commission. Don't waste a lot of my time. Unless SEC changes the position, which I'm sure will not be possible, because as a SEC we are so united about it. President Museveni is your flag bearer for 2026 to 2031.
The NRM Electoral Commission chairperson, Dr. Tanga Odoi, says this position is still valid.
Flag bearer for president was already endorsed by SEC in 2019. And I'm saying with authority and without fear of any contradiction, unless SEC changes that position, I'll want to have problems with other positions, but not that one for presidency. That one is a sorted deal.
SEC members Richard Odong and Dr. Chris Variomos hold the second thoughts on the 2019 SEC resolution.
The procedure within NRM is that when they open up that position, then all applicants are eligible to put in their applications. And then the applications are processed through the structures of NRM. Initially, to start with, the Central Executive Committee, which will vet and assess the candidates. And it may recommend one or more than one candidate to the National Delegates Conference. So we shall still go through that very process.
According to Dr. Chris Variomos, the party's chairman in charge of Western Uganda, the 2019 SEC resolution cannot be a final yardstick for the 2026 party internal elections.
The NRM believes in democracy, and if there is any other person who has the interest of contesting, that position will be opened and he or she will present himself or herself and get through the process. But I can assure you that the majority of the NRM members will still support President Yoweri Museveni.
For the game player, President Museveni looks on.
But the consensus within NRM as of now, and for the next year, preparing for 2026, is that the President Yoweri Museveni still commands consensus support within NRM.
During the recent countrywide wealth creation tours, Museveni watched with a keen eye those endorsing his return in 2026.
That before I invite you, I want to request our fellow leaders here to stand up and endorse you, sir, as our sole candidate, 2026, as our candidate for the National Discourse Movement. Uganda
In some cases, President Museveni has ignored the endorsements as the Vice President steps forward to append her signature on his behalf.
You have seen in many of the sub-regions where we've been, the leaders endorsing that position. However, that will not stop NRM from opening up that position for the presidential flag bearer when that time comes.
I am receiving petitions from almost all the districts of Uganda, from within the party, that every district of members who support the party are saying President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni should continue leading the party and being our flag bearer for 2026 general election. So we shall develop this and make sure that we have it processed, and at the right time we shall present it to the Central Executive Committee of the party.
It all remains unclear, and time will tell who drives the yellow bus in the 2026 race. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
In more stories, today the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development Performance Review indicates a 50% performance in the areas of affirmative action, law and justice, jobs creations and wealth since 2021. The State Minister for Gender, Peace Mutuzo, is hopeful that by the end of 2026 the sector will have achieved most of its set targets and objectives. Details for that.
Under its core mandate of promoting issues of labor productivity and employment, social protection, gender equality and equity, human rights, culture and empowerment, in the 2021-2024 performance review of the sector, the ministry centered efforts on achieving better standards of living, equity and social cohesion of the elderly, the youth and people living with disabilities.
We have so far been able to cover 1,803 groups, and along with that, 12,218 beneficiaries were reached, where 6,080 are female, 6,138 are male, and we have offered them finances totaling to 14.3 billion shillings.
The GROW project, which is a government initiative aimed at responding to the needs of women entrepreneurs who want to grow their businesses, sustain their self-employment, and create more jobs, was another area of focus for the Ministry of Gender. To achieve this, the Ministry of Gender had to secure a World Bank grant to enhance women enterprises through GROW project.
Government of Uganda secured a World Bank grant amounting to US$ 217 million to finance generation of growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises, commonly known as GROW. And with that, 522 women enterprises platform were mapped out and assessed across the country to support GROW projects.
Through labor externalization, the Ministry of Gender has managed to create employment opportunities to many Ugandans in the United Arab Emirates by licensing labor companies to export Ugandan labor. According to the State Minister of Labor, Peace Mutuzo, labor externalization contributes over 30 billion to the country's GDP.
300,000 employment opportunities with the wage averaging to 1 million shillings have been created. At least whoever goes to the Middle East is able to earn not less than 1 million shillings per month. So over the reporting period, government has been able to so far collect 30 billion Uganda shillings from this externalization of labor.
Despite of the industrial unrests between employers and employees, the Ministry of Gender has managed to file a number of cases to ensure equality, equity and justice to workers through compensations for both government and private sector employees.
142 cases have been settled in total over the 3 years. Complaints that were referred to the industrial courts were 85 in financial 21-22, 60 in financial 22-23, 35 in financial 23-24. Total was 180 cases that were referred.
Having registered over 3,500 workplaces, the ministry embarked on inspection to ensure compliance. This undertaking attracts annually 400 billion shillings in tax collection, hence broadening the tax base.
We have been able to register 3,324 workplaces in Eastern, Western, Northern Region and Central Area in accordance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act 2006. 3,047 workplaces were inspected for compliance, and we have been able to generate for the economy 4,798,000.
Despite of these achievements, the ministry has a number of projects running.
We are working on also developing what we call a social registry for this country. And that social registry should help us get data on almost all these vulnerable groups of people that are benefiting from existing programs of government, empowerment, social protection programs. That single registry is something we have already progressed.
However, inadequate funding has been a challenge that has limited ministry's ability to achieve 100% of the set goals. Winnie Ainembabazi Katwire for UBC.
Teachers feel relieved by government funding, which has provided financial support in this challenging economic condition. This follows government support of 6.6 billion shillings to every teacher's circle. Take it.
Uganda Liberal Teachers Union ULITU members have appreciated the government for the shilling 6.6 billion support to improve their livelihoods. This was during a press conference at their main offices in Chologoma in Kira municipality.
As teachers who have been with so many challenges, for example, have been even getting some multiple loans. You find you have a loan in the Seminary Bank, you have a loan from other banks like Bayport and other, and even some money lenders. So you find you have a challenge, you cannot even, when the salary comes, you just go for a quarter salary, or sometimes you don't have completely. And it has been a challenge to us, even to our welfare. So we thank His Excellency President Museveni for remembering us teachers.
And the teachers not having even any dwelling unit. Someone teaches to the point of retiring but doesn't have a house. This is because he's depending entirely on the salary.
President Museveni allocated shillings 6.6 billion to teachers' circles. Now, ULITU members are preparing for the first annual meeting to discuss how teachers will get revolving loans.
Since we received the presidential grant, where we shared out of the 20 billion that was given to the teachers, our circle shared to the tune of 6.66 billion, which we already have on our account and which we have started using. We have made some two important milestones. One, we have acquired a national office, which you can look at there. It will work as our national office. It will also work as a national teacher research center they are doing. We have also acquired land in Hoima district to the tune of 500 square acres.
ULITU President Mutesasira Evans says the goal is to inform teachers to form strong supportive circles that collectively address their challenges. And
the purpose of the fund is to ensure that the teachers have side incomes. Every teacher has the right to get a side income to supplement his or her salary. And for us as a circle and as a union is to ensure that that service is delivered directly to the teachers.
Members in ULITU circles are required to participate in projects that help them pay back the loans.
We don't want to throw money to the teachers, which will disappear instantly, and there will be nothing to show for it. So we are saying let the money go to the project. We shall share with the teacher the liability, the risks, and the management challenges that the teacher might have to ensure that that money creates the right impact which we want. That is developing a project which is commercial, which has some revenue coming from there, which can make profit.
Story compiled by Chonto Waire Proskovia for UBC News.
In more stories, married couples have been asked to sanctify their marriage in polymatrimony and shun Western culture, which has eroded vital African traditional values. Father Julius Basasida of St. Stephen Mohoro Catholic Parish made the remarks in a homily during celebrations to mark Holy Family Day at St. Joseph Mohoro Catholic Parish.
Father Julius Basasira quoted the immoral Western style of dress, drug abuse, homosexuality, domestic violence and infidelity, which he said has eroded the African moral fabric. He advised the youth to shun indecent dressing, premarital sex and alcoholism.
I have admonished them to guard against some outside cultures, foreign cultures, that distort and aim at destroying the sanctity of marriage. We should not condescend to the Western cultures which are evil, which seem or aim at destroying marriage and its sanctity.
A section of married couples who celebrated 20 years, 30 years, and 60 years in marriage said marriage is about fulfilling conjugal rights, faithfulness, and God-fearing. They urge the youth to analyze families of prospective partners and background of their intending partners before committing themselves to marriage.
Abafumbo message yembaleka ngamba wadde mwegendereze ekisenge kyekivaako okutta amaka. N'abasajja mwegendereze omwenge ogususse.
Otija kushora omukazi okamuvuga n'omuhanda okamuyumuka yabali babantu runda abarogo runda byashuma bino obwoko bw'obushuma. So nabwo ekyo abasebe ntubashaba ngo mwabane muza kuronda abakazi mubanze mutegese mwetegereze omukazi wokuvuga no mu rukuto ningo okamuvuga no mu bara ngo wamukunda ebyo tibiri kombe ko bufumbo. Nabwo ekyo nicyo kiri kutuma ngo washera obufumbo bwa marikiro kimwe bwaho.
Now, Chitabi Seminary Old Boys organized the Thanksgiving Mass under the K83 Association at Buteraniro Catholic Church in Ishongororo, Ibanda District. The event targeted raising funds to complete the church, which requires over 200 million Ugandan shillings.
As the year closes, Kitabi Seminary alumni under the K83 Association have embarked on a mission to fundraise for the completion of Buteraniro Catholic Church in Ishongororo, Ibanda District. The Thanksgiving Mass was led by the Vicar General of Mbara Archdiocese, Reverend Father Severinus Ndugwa and Reverend Father Bruno Kaharuza, while chaplain of St. Kagwa Busheng delivered the homily. In his preaching message, Father Kaharuza emphasized the importance of giving and unity during this festive season. The congregation also marked the feast day of St. John, the Apostle and the Evangelist, reflecting on the themes of the faith and generosity. Yibanda Woman Member of Parliament, Sharon Kyomugisha, appealed to the public to support the government wealth creation programs.
So we are trying to also emphasize and reaffirm that program, that let everyone join hand in the development process of this country, because we cannot leave one person really to fight for poverty. Let all of us join together and fight poverty through wealth creation.
The Ibanda District Assistant RDC, Richard Banjo, called for collective efforts to combat poverty.
Nimbashaba kandi mbeda imbabazi nyingi ngutujoyininge President Museveni twatanise nawe omurutaro rwagandikire rwo kubingo bwo.
During the Thanksgiving Mass, the head of laity, at Nsambya Parish, Evarist Kyomugisha, also alumni of Kitabi Seminary, appreciated the support for the 30 million shillings collected.
Omushisha wanje webale kusima kandi mukama nawe yebale okupereza ekiteeki advice nungi okukabalisa w'abaana banje father million 10 nzizi
teyono nogihayo hadi iwe kusoma misa ya buri izoba norimo kutunga emigisha tukasoma misa buri izoba emyaka ena hadi emigisha nterimo kugitunga.
As Buteraniro Catholic Church nears its completion, the spirit of community collaboration displayed during this Mass is hope and aspiration. All faithful are encouraged to contribute to this noble cause, ensuring the Church becomes a lasting testament to unite and shared purpose. Joseph Bule, UBC, Yibana.
Everybody, my name is Captain Robert Boayo-Wakwea, the Chief Pilot of Uganda Airlines. I've been in aviation field now 30 years this year, 2024, with a total time of about 14,900 hours. Over my career in aviation, I've started as a cadet pilot, became an instructor, flew in general aviation, flew cargo, passenger, now finally freighters, and now finally with Uganda Airlines. I was born in Uganda, Mulago Hospital in 1969, and I went for my primary school at Norman Godino Primary School, which is now Buganda Road. After that, in 1982, I went to SMAC, St. Mary's College, Kisubi. I did my O-levels and A-levels. After SMAC, I joined the East African Civil Aviation Academy 30 years ago, where I graduated with a CPL IR multi-engine. I stayed behind in the academy as an instructor for about 6 months, and then after that I joined Eagle Air that time, Eagle Aviation, and actually Captain Tony Rubombora really gave me a shot at aviation. I really thank him for that. I worked in general aviation for 8 years until 2004 when I joined DAS Air Cargo in London, Gatwick flying freighters, up to the time when unfortunately there was a credit crunch in 2008 and the company went under. So from then on I came back to Uganda with Aga Khan. I flew with Air Uganda. I was a first officer on the MD-87 up to 2010 when I left to join Qatar Airways. I was in Qatar Airways for 9 years up to 2019, just before the COVID pandemic hit. After that, 2020 towards the end is when I joined Uganda Airlines as a captain on the 330 and technical pilot, becoming the chief pilot in March of last year up to now. I've always wanted to be a pilot ever since I was 12 years old. But that was a time when it was not possible to be a pilot without 2020 vision. And so my other interests really in my life, I'm really mechanically inclined. So I would be a mechanical engineer if I wasn't a pilot. But what changed was in 1988, an AIC, which is an Aeronautical Information Circular, came out from the British CAA talking about pilots and spectacles, and they changed the rules, saying that if you have 20/20 corrected vision, you can get your first medical license as a student pilot. And I didn't know that for the next 5 years, but when I found out, the rest is history.
must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
There is myths that so many of you live by. If your eye is twitching, it means you're going to see someone you like. If it shines and rains at the same time, it means a leopard is giving birth. If your hand is itching, it means you're going to get money. If you see an owl, it means somebody's gonna die. If you hear of a disease outbreak, just know it is in a village district at the border next to some suspicious country. You will want to scratch that last myth, because Mpox is in 19 districts and Kampala is among with dozens of cases. Please stop going around checking anyone's hand. Mpox kills. Protect your loved ones.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy BioStove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away.
Wow, can you believe these beans are in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Seems to me now that the dreams we had before are all dead. Nothing more.
The holiday table is set. Steam rises from freshly prepared dishes. Family photos line the walls, but one chair remains empty. An empty chair that wasn't supposed to be empty today. All because someone thought arriving 5 minutes earlier was worth speeding through that last corner. No destination. This festive season, thousands of chairs across our country should not remain empty. Chairs that hold our fathers, mothers, children, friends. Is your rush worth leaving an empty chair at someone's table? Drive within speed limits, because every empty chair tells a story of loss that could have been prevented. Speed kills. Drive to arrive alive. Tofira Kukubo. This message is brought to you by Uganda Broadcasting Corporation in partnership with Uganda Professional Drivers Network, Private Sector Foundation Uganda, and Maritime Cargo.
To be a winner, it requires that you exceed all the limits of mankind and womankind. But when you play with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your stomach is full, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Welcome back to UBC News Tonight. The Science Commissioner in charge of small-scale industries in the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovations, Professor Julius Nyanzi, has tasked the youth to quit the year 2024 and enter 2025 with zeal to make money. Professor Nyanzi was giving insights as 2024 gets to a close at Professor Bioresearch along Kampala Road. He tipped the youth on applying science and have esteem on locally manufactured products.
We, the blacks, will tend to downgrade whatever a fellow black man or African raises. So, we've tried to come up with quite a lot of innovations. If I'm to count, there are about 1,000 industries. And it's so saddening that people coming from abroad, they are seizing these opportunities. We've been training for the last 10 years. The beneficiaries have been the aged people. We don't see young people taking up this space. And once we don't take up this space, that means that we are going to create a big vacuum. Average age of the people I've trained, it is 70. And these are people who are tired, both mentally and physically. Yes, they have not retired, but their mental strength is not as fast. People, they tend to go in for music. Music is not bad, but I'm glad that the government has helped our musicians to come up with a copyright law. I can be good in arts, but at the same time use the opportunities of science. Let us also change the mindset, and we push the Ugandan agenda using intellectual builders, mind builders, not the body builders. The way
And that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of UBC News Tonight with me, Sharon Kyomugisha, and Mugalu Muhammad on sign language. From the team and I, have a lovely night and see you next year, 2025. Bye.